Battle Arena Toshinden was one of the launch titles for the Sony PlayStation and was released on the PC in May of 1996. It came with support for the Nvidia NV1 and it created 3D Blaster and was one of the first ever retail PC games to include support for hardware 3D acceleration. Later, patches for the 3DFX Voodoo and Matrix Mystique became available. 3D Blaster and Mystique and to some degree software mode looks very similar to each other, with the shadows being the key difference to tell them apart. My capture card didn't really want to fully cooperate with the NV1 and 20% of the screen is unfortunately missing in this video. I can just promise you that it looks fine on the monitor. The NV1 version is probably the one that looks closest to the PlayStation with its solid black shadows, color palette and no use of texture filtering. The Sega Saturn port is arguably the worst looking of them all. Running the game with the 3DFX Voodoo is the only way to get texture filtering and full 640x480 resolution, as the other cards run at the slightly lower 640x400 and don't support filtering, though the high default brightness setting, which was typical on the Voodoo, may be a turn-off for some. The footage you see in this video are all captured on a Pentium 133 with 32 MB of RAM, a fairly common but quick setup when Toshinden was released in '96. As you may have noticed, there are framerate differences, and Battle Arena Toshinden does have a built-in framerate counter which can be seen in the pause menu. I did some benchmarks on several CPUs and you can immediately see that the Voodoo is topping the shot at 30 frames per second, which is the framerate limiter no matter what CPU is being used. Also notice how well the Nvidia NV1 performs at 20 FPS with a Pentium 90, which is quite impressive given it was released almost a year earlier than the other cards. The Matrix Mystique needs a quick CPU to hit the 30 FPS limiter, while the 3D Blaster PCI just gets small increases with more CPU power.